Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm CJ, or as many of you call me, Hesezimcute. I hope y'all are doing well this wonderful Thursday. Sorry for running a bit late here. Super excited to see everybody. Okay, get some stuff planted. I hope y'all are doing well. Ooh, sounds turned back on. I think it started at least. Okay, it's not connected. Hey Shelly, hey Peter, hey Rolo, hey Sue, hey 70 CJ, hey Jan, hey Boot. I hope everybody is doing great. Ooh. How is XP week going for everybody? I can tell you that I have not quite gotten as much accomplished as I was hoping. But I'll at least level up once. Well, I guess, yeah, once. I just barely hit up, just as triple XP had started, and I believe I went up a level, but lots of. Hey, Carol. Uh, if you are an Android user and you were interested in Squad Busters, it released early on Android and only on Android. I did try to see if I could restore one of my old Android phones. It's a Galaxy J1. To see if I could get it to uh, work so I could download it and look at the game. And I could not, for the life of me, get it. So, I haven't let it stress me out. I haven't got as much done as I wanted to. Clearly. And I do have my own set of reasons as to why as much did not get done. But I'm not letting it stress me out. I've been able to do quite a bit of filling, even though I haven't been able to. I'm not, like, I did a lot of boats, which was great. Hey, Russell. I'm just was. Some people haven't. Okay, so it may be dependent on when you signed up to, Peter. They may be letting, if you were one of the first to. I did quite a bit of town, so I will go over to my town. I nearly am 486 rep away from fully for so close. So close on going to the next town level yesterday with just playing yesterday. I was so excited, but I didn't have any more really short ones. My town was pretty empty. So these are everybody that I've been getting today. And I have a video coming out. I tried recording it this morning, but if you can't tell, my voice is probably a little bit quieter than usual. So, so reputation in the town is important only because it determines your upgrade ability for your town, your trains. So I'm fully upgraded. It's very easy to upgrade your it's and it requires load. But when you get into the hey cute kitty, when you get into when you get into the building upgrades, that is where the reputation becomes the most important. So you can upgrade your town hall fully upgrades at level 12. It then tells you what stage it fully upgrades here. So when your town hits level 12, you can have the max of 42. Your town rep doesn't always correspond, but it usually does. So 19 is where is what level you have to get to fully maximize your train to the capacity of 10. So this is at 15. So I can spend the 20 or go find 2 tar buckets. And I could upgrade mine and decide here. And this is where it also gets really important because this is where strategy comes in. And I have a video. Hey, Cindy. I have a video coming out that talks about this more because you're going to have to strategize. Because every upgrade costs you a level. So, like right now, my bed and breakfast, I'm at level 21. That's actually really good. Yeah. So, your level, your game level isn't as important in the town necessarily as your town level. You may find somebody who really loves playing the town to maybe even into the 70s and have a really much higher town than me. I know somebody who actually does have a higher town level by quite a bit than me, and that's not surprising. It's fine. I kind of got late to this love affair with the town. So, but like right now, you can see I can no longer on the bed and breakfast max out. The bed and breakfast takes the longest time. It was my main focus in the town because it does take the longest. It now takes like right over 4.5 hours to serve somebody fully in my bed and breakfast. The very first thing you're going to want to do always is upgrade your slots. That's the first and foremost important thing that you're going to do. Always go for 6. So if you're a town newbie, you want 6 slots. Because let's say I feel I didn't maximize my people first, the number of townies I can fill. And I only have 3. That's 4.5 hours because I maybe went and focused on some of these. You're not going to get as much out overall. It is definitely worth upgrading the town someday. So you want to always go slots first. And then for bed and breakfast, I really focus on the time. The coins always Carol, that's another one that I talk about. Like the events aren't always great for everybody, and especially for you, I would find that the XP may not work as well. but certain parts are. The farm pass is always a big one. It's beginning end of the month, so we'll get into some of those that may actually become a bigger priority. Then I have a town series coming out. I'm gonna break it down, but if you focus on your slots and then your uh, Charlie, that's amazing. I can't wait to get my town leveled up. Like, even if I have everything, I could level this up, but I have to get that reputation up to get to the next upgrade level. So unlike your barn or your silo or your net maker or your tackle box, or not your net maker, but your tackle box, your and even unlike your duck salon and your lobster pool, this one doesn't matter if you have the resources. It actually matters what town level you are, which is really how you should look at the reputation of your town. It's what level your town is. So it's... Oh, I bet it is, Cute Kitty. I can't wait to get it because you can get out so many. You want to... This doesn't affect one townie. So when I make every upgrade, it affects everyone. So that is one of the things that I discussed. So if we look at this, my diner and my cinema are the least leveled up because they take so much of my barn and silo. Hey, Raina. And that's those of so even though they take the longest now, they actually take longer than anything else. If I was really needing barn space right now, I'd come in and upgrade this because it's only 10 diamonds. But like my spa, you can see it's like max upgraded in time because I try to find that balance. The faster you can get the long ones out, the more you're going to make versus upping the XP rep and the coin. And depending on what you need, depends on maybe which one you're going to upgrade. I go back and forth and try to keep them fairly even now. But like over here in my grocery store, because it does use, again, upgrade materials, I haven't spent much of any time. It takes an hour. I did do one upgrade here by accident. But I spent more on the slots. And if that's all you do in the grocery store and the cinema and the diner or the slots, that is the best. Because Kitty, I didn't think about that. I think because depending on how I'm playing and because of when I started focusing in on my town, it threw me off. Like I could redo it now. Thanks to this event, I'm strictly even at 2250 non farm pass boosted on my barn and silo. They're the same size, but I really like this. But the town gives you so much in return, especially during the event. You have the sanctuary. It should always be the first thing you open. I already have the video up on that, but it's like the first thing you should open because then you can start earning. And that's one of the few areas where I would recommend making a purchase for. So I just have an opening one right now, CJ, but I am gonna be working on a full series. So I found the other day it very surprising how many people weren't really big on the town. And it really gives you a good return on your investment. Not only are you getting XP and coin, depending on how you handle your town, quite and the hood you're in, quite quickly you can get a lot of saws or expansion materials or axes. So I will really try to, because I love it so much and I find that it's a great return on investment, I will start making some town tutorials and really working on that for you guys so you feel a little more confident and you can understand why I love it so much. And I have some other just weird, quirky videos that I've been putting together bit by bit and will be hopefully getting them out. They're like little trivia informations, and maybe it'll help you down the road when Ricky decides to do his trivias or anybody else does. So exactly, cute kitty. I have found that I'm now getting a lot of my. I get more axes than I do saws. In all fairness. Oh, mosquitoes are out. Sorry, guys. The Peter, I will in just a minute here for a few minutes, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, especially because I don't have it set up. I do have, so my more common is there, but uh, I could see that. Cindy, if you're stacking ahead for the Derby, but I'll show you kind of how I strategize for that so I don't feel like I'm missing out. It kind of depends on how you approach your gameplay and somewhat your hood for doing that, because I don't always stack. I work on it throughout the day, so I'll stack more. Hey, Jen. I'll stack more and fill a lot of my threes during then, especially if they have a sanctuary animal visit with it. But Peter, I haven't tried that one. I did try, so I've only tried a few. I find Ben and Jerry's, well, it's very good. It's expensive. Um, and I'm just not super into sweets. So I've tried the dirt cake. I absolutely love that one. Y'all know that. And then I've tried, I don't know what it's called, but it happens to be the one with Jimmy Fallon. It has cookie dough in it. Uh, and I tried that at my mom's once. So that's, but I haven't tried too many of them. Yeah, the Tonight Dough. There you go. Jed knows which one. Hmm. So I hope y'all are, if you are an event person, you're able to take good advantage, and that you're making sure, especially if you're at a lower level, you're using those coin boosters while you're playing this and you're sitting down, if you've got yourself prepped, I need to restock a lot. I'm doing a lot of that today. I am setting some trucks, but I'm more restocking because I like the town better. If you did not see Jen's live stream last night, I'm sure she'll go over it again in one of her next ones. She has discovered that trucks really do win out on getting you XP faster. Even though you get more XP in total in some ways than a boat, unless you're speed sending. The trucks, because you can send more, you only have to wait 30 minutes if you trash. They are quicker. I am finding for a lot of people, especially if you're not running the coin booster, and you are a lower player, because you're trying to shop more to keep up that stock, to keep going when you can't, that you're losing money more often. My oldest has done the Cherry Garcia because it came dairy free. It's gluten free and you can get it in dairy free. So he has had that and liked it. Peter is currently able to access, along with some other Android users, Squad Busters here in the US. And I've seen in a few other countries that weren't part of the release. Squad Busters does have early access for some Android users. I haven't seen anybody with Apple yet get it. So if you are on Apple and for some reason were able to get it, give me a shout out to let me know. I am curious. They also did not activate they have not activated any of the temporary codes early. So those will not be active until May 29th, till the release date. I would, actually, if you guys give me a second, I will log in and tell you exactly what date. You also have to know if the content creator, if they're in the academy and they did do it. So, okay, May 28th through June 29th will be the date that any content creator who wanted to have their, or signed up to have the content creation code, and some of us automatically got it. So I automatically was able to get it. Oh yeah, cute kitty. That I have my Finland account one. But I'm gonna show it when it comes. I think he may be using Raf's Jen, because Raf did sign up and has it. And he did make a big announcement that he did do it. I have not done so. Debated on whether or not I will go ahead and do a stream, just kind of checking it out. So anybody who plays Heyday, who's, even if you've signed up so that you can get the special rewards, just so you can see what it's like. I will play so that you can kind of get a real idea and taste for it to see if it's something you may be interested in. I don't know if it's going to be something that's big. I also want to do it to expose myself potentially to Clash and Brawl Star players. Peter, I am technically signed up for it. So when I made my unique Supercell ID, and I logged afterwards, and I logged in, and they made the announcement that this was happening. I had a notification I was signed up for it, so I was already given one. I didn't have to do anything extra, or maybe I don't. To be honest, I don't know what I can say for that. I know I have an active code when it becomes active. So according to the information I have, it will go active the May 28th. Now, what I don't know is if that's May 28th US or May 28th is it going to come active on Monday, or if it's going to come active Tuesday for us. It is so it does say like May 29th in a different section. And it says May 28th in another section. I'm going to venture a guess that it's May 29th here in the US. May 28th in, no, maybe not. May 28th here in the US. May 29th in Finland. But you can just try it. It is the full Hesezimcute. My Supercell ID name is the code. I'm not pushing using, I really appreciate anybody who uses it. The support would be great. I'm curious to see if I will get something from it. I'm not going to bombard you and be like, hey, you guys, use it. It's like this big deal. But you guys, I'm getting really close to a lot of these goals. And as such, I'm like, hey, Adams, I'm kind of hoping this will give me a good idea on, is it really worth to keep paying for some of the things that I'm doing? Because when I get to that ability to have it 100% locked across all games, that I'll have some of that support that justifies the spending that I'm doing. But y'all are just so great, I'll probably still keep doing it. Guys really know I don't do this in hopes of making money. And doing this because I love the community and I have my own ideas that I don't know how else to get to Supercell, and I think I have a unique way of looking at and sometimes even explaining why something may have been chosen. Last night I had a conversation with a player in Discord. I don't know if I'll like the game either, Cindy. I really don't. It's not I don't. My best friend plays Clash of Clans. Loves Clash of Clans, and we are so much alike. I can't get into it. To me, it takes so much more effort, and it's something really big for her. She's actually really excited about Squad Busters, and I'm like, Okay, I will give it a shot and see, but I don't know if I'll like it. It doesn't seem like my type of game. Uh, and but maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe I'll like this, and maybe I'll make just some videos here and there, because then maybe like OJ. If you don't know who he is, he's a pretty big Brawl star player. He's played some Clash. He's pretty big in making videos. He got a bunch of diamonds when Clash Mini went out. Hey, Doris. And so he gave Heyday a try and ended up he's liked it. And so maybe I'll give Squad Busters a try and I will end up liking it. Who knows? And I will go ahead and play and let you guys see some of it so that you guys can decide. And if you open it just to give it a try and see for yourself, we're going to get this. Oh, I was hoping they'd have it in here, but it's not. Give me a second. I'll pull up the picture. There's an exclusive deco that is coming in game for those who are playing. Ooh, did I not download the deck? Okay, never mind. I will not show you because I did not download it onto here. My bad. It's a really cute statue. If you haven't seen it, it's on. Yeah, Adam. I watched part of it. I have a very different opinion. I think it was really clickbaity. It got a lot of views, in all honesty, but it was very misleading. My Be Right Back screen is courtesy of Gizmo. I'll add that, John. I will put on this screen is something that Jen lent me, and I have not updated or credited my own. It is awesome. And I very much appreciate it. I will probably but I'll put thank you Gizmo on here. That's how I'll change it. Now that I know how to do these things. It's but you'll be able to get the deco, by the way. For it. Thanks, Jen. I you sent it to me on Discord. Okay. Wait, I don't have my I don't have hold on. Alright, let me put my BA back screen back up. I don't have this set up to easily. Oh, wrong screen. Hold on. Nope, can't show you that. We're already. That is creepy. Okay. I can't show you that. Hold on, I had to change where it's at because otherwise you guys would have seen stuff you weren't allowed to. Hey, Chris. Okay, I probably missed something. Sorry. Okay, here is if you log in and at least try it. Not you can during the time in which my code is active, or any Supercell Academy user that okay, I don't know how to explain it. If you were granted a code, so any of the ones that were granted a code, if you want to go in and make your support, so like Raph, myself, you do not have to pay to play. Yes, there are purchases that you can make, just like in Heyday. And when you make those purchases, just like in Heyday, there's a content creator code. Currently, if you go to Ricky's channel, I think his second channel, his gameplay has all been free right now, and he does show some of it. I will show you as well and get started. It'll automatically connect and show my Brawl Star pin that I created custom. Unfortunately, am not quite to the point. I don't get to have the special. I don't get to have my own logo yet, which I'm not sure if what logo I would use to begin with anyway. But you will get this statue right here if you log in and play during that time, even if you don't spend any money. And here's where Supercell has done some huge strategy to try to really make this game successful. There's going to be a lot of you who may not always. Chris, I'm so glad you made it home. May not always spend money on the games. Y'all, my code will not work in Heyday. If you're going to spend money on a game, spend it in Heyday. You do not. As far as I know, Peter, I am like 99.9% sure I saw the tweet that we reached it. Or that Squad Busters reached it for the deco. I can double check, but I thought I saw the tweet confirming that this was met as of the other day. But you can get this. I appreciate the idea that you guys may want to support and use my code. And yes, I would love to be able to show Supercell, like, hey, I have a lot of supporters, people who like seeing what I do, and they are willing to use my code. But considering Squad Busters isn't my main game, we don't know if I'll like it. If you want to make a purchase in Squad Busters because you have found that you really like the game, then by all means, I am happy that you use my code. But please use Jen, Ricky, Schromer, Michelinda, Phoebe, Philly, Tony, the Good Fathers, which is Jobber 88. I have a new updated list. Please do not purchase in Squad Busters just to show your support for me. You guys do that by showing up and liking my videos every week. So please don't feel like you have to go and spend. It is really cool that that Supercell has allowed this. It's a great way to potentially get the game off, and hoping that you guys will be playing or making those purchases. But please, if you do not really like the game, spend your money if you're going to on Heyday and use a content creator whose code works, even if it's from another game. If you are watching this because you found me from Squad Busters because I played some and you really liked this video that of me playing over on Heyday, and you're more familiar with a player content creator like Ash or OJ, and you're making a purchase in Heyday, while I'd love to see you and use one of the actual Heyday content, official content creators code, please feel free to use their code as well in the games. Don't feel necessary to spend money on a game that you may not be playing just to show me support. Like my videos, hit the subscribe button. That does just as much for me as anything else. But I will play it, Peter, to show everybody. And yes, I do have the code. It is my Hesezimcute. That's right there in the middle of my screen. I will be changing my overlays anyway to make that just a little bit more pronounced. But that is because that is the Supercell unique ID. That is what I use. That will be my code. I probably would have shortened it had I known. But I'm excited to see how it is. Because it seems like they did do kind of a mix. And I know we're going to be kind of curious to see how Heyday's incorporated in. It's not, like, I think maybe Greg's the most violent thing we have in Heyday. Yeah, Peter, I asked and she said she wasn't sure, so I don't know if Daisy will have a code or not. But you guys make sure you're paying attention. I'm sure if they have a code, they'll be making their announcements. And, you know, it's 1 month, the first month of gameplay, that Squadbusters temporarily granting a code. I'm waiting until XP week is over. So Daisy's been in the program. She should have automatically gotten it. I don't know if she did some of the I know she did the I don't know what I'm allowed to say. So it's not Peter, it's just and Jen. Well, I mean, I'm sure Jen knows a little bit more than me. Maybe not. Because hers is kind of set up a little different, being official, and the way that things are changed, she's more what I'm going to call OG to the program. There are a few other things that you have to have. But I think you, as long as she has her unique player ID and she's in the program and did one other thing, then her code would work. So Daisy's May, I believe hers is Daisy HD. If she did do it. Again, though, any of us anybody who happened to get a code that works, it's only good in Squadbusters. It's not going to work in Heyday. It's not going to work in Brawl Stars. It's not going to work in Clash Royale. It's only going to work in Squadbusters from, it says May 28th to June 29th. I believe it'll probably be May 29th to June 28th. But I'm sure they will make sure we have all of that information much more clearer as it gets a little bit closer and everything is active. I think Greg is really the most violent thing we get in Heyday, y'all. And that's only because he chops down trees. Some of the videos do show a little bit more of a rambunctious side, I guess, to the chicken trying to be kind of, but it's not a thing. Huh. Between all the time Greg spends with my parent. Hey, Adam. There's a reason why he's only a level 151 after 12 years. Almost 12 years of having the farm. He's robbing everybody else. Peter, I know the answer to that. I don't know if I'm allowed to explain that. And I don't know if the answer I know about that will stay true. Like, for Ricky, he was able to choose. Jen was able to choose. Phoebe was able to choose. The good father was able to choose. Michelle, like, they were able to choose. Things have changed slightly for like Daisy, for Bella. I don't know if potentially the program could change down the road. I think because some of us use, like, He Says I'm Cute isn't the hardest or the longest name. But if you go off of, let's say, the way that it works now, and that's the way it were to stay, and somebody new coming into the program let's do you, Peter, okay? Say you were to enter that program and you're using your Supercell ID as Sir Fortalite. Do you really want that as your code name or would you potentially change that? And like, I probably would have shortened it to He Says. Like, I probably would have just done the first half and dropped off the I'm cute for my codename to make it shorter and easier for people. But it's He Says I'm Cute. We'll see what happens. Don't know what changes will come down the road. There's a lot going on. Don't know when everybody enters, but good luck, everybody who's doing it. Tomorrow, like Carol said, is your 2-time farm pass. I kind of was hoping to see a 3-time farm pass again. We had it at the end of last month. Tomorrow is the last Friday of the month, in case anybody is wondering. And actually, is it? No, there's one more Friday. I'm sorry. We have one more Friday. I have a feeling Dairy News will come out next week. It's been coming out on the last Friday of the month. So if that's true, it's going to be the very last thing. There's no posted video right now that says Dairy News for tomorrow. At least there wasn't when I started. If there is now, then that is news to me. So I believe we will get it next week. And it's been coming out on Fridays. So I would go about a week from now is when we will see it. It'll put it right at the beginning of June, right at the end of May, which is about when we get it. But yeah, so that's right there. For them it'd be, so it's still the last Friday of the month next week here in the US. I mean, technically it's Friday for them, but when it actually goes live, it'll be June 1st for them. So it'll, I think, fall right there consistently. And it's interesting to see when those days kind of fall. So maybe we'll get the 3 times next week. I kind of was hoping it would be this week for the Farm Pass, just because we're having the XP week, and it would have kind of fallen in line. But again, I had high hopes that they would have done 3-time point events to go along with the 3-time XP and given us like a triple week. And then added in, because we know they can do more than just 2. We saw them doing much more in testing. I was really hoping we would have seen like a 3rd event thrown on with these, having had like a boost, and not the machines that are like low for higher level players, but machine boosts that were outside of the boosters for anybody who was up. I finished it early enough that I did not realize that, Cindy. I know they did it the last time. Maybe they'll do it. It'd be really cool for especially free to play players. But I do spend the diamonds and finish early. Next month, I may not, because you guys gonna say like I don't collect my XP till then. My really big goal is to get it. I do collect some things. All I want to do is get here, which all I need is the first day to have really good goals. And on day 1, I get my barn or my silo. And then by the 3rd day of the month, I'm getting my barn. And that's where I've stopped. And I didn't collect the puzzle pieces because we had puzzle boats coming up. So last week I had gotten a couple of new animals. So you guys saw that. I had already had those. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you what I got this week. I got 1 puzzle piece on the reindeer calf. So I'm up to 34. I'm missing 2 puzzle pieces now. Of course, I couldn't get those. I have unlocked my orange cheetah. I have 1 on my Peter. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you. There you go. Okay. I know how much I would get, but I wasn't sure. I got 1 on my fox. I got 1 on my walrus. 1 on my meerkat. 2 on my gray penguin. And 1 on my ostrich. For all my puzzles for this week. So I still have quite a bit going. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it's unlocked. I can get one at any time. 7. Technically, 7 potential. Okay. So, yeah, 5% is how much I earned. There is a reserve amount that you have to meet before you can get. So, in 30 days, like if my code is used in Squad Busters, or if Raph's used, or if Daisy has hers, or anybody else's that is only allowed to use it in Nightbot, why are you even active? You're not active. I deactivated you. Cindy, ignore that. Peter, you're going to go to timeout. If you make her feel bad because Nightbot's doing something weird, I deactivated it. I am so jealous, Cindy. I can read the post. All of the puzzle pieces on Cindy's main farm are only filling one animal, which happens to be her zebra. I'm actually curious. When you are done with the zebra, Cindy, let me know if it stops going to 1. So there was a point, and I have a theory about this. There was one point where they came in and they tried to fix it. I believe it was with the zebra, where puzzle pieces were only going to go to one animal. But after that, it then went to multiple again. Like it kind of broke. And I think there may be a glitch where it may fill only the zebra at once. So you're gonna have, like, keep me up, at minimum, keep me updated. If after you get your zebra, or all of your zebras, so after you fill this one, if it's not your last one, let me know if it then goes to multiple or if it sticks with only filling one. Because I'm curious about that. And yes, I keep little weird notes like that. Rate, I'm at 7 on my main farm. 7. Granted, I just opened the cheetah and I don't have a puzzle piece to it, but there's 7 possible. Like, how am I supposed to fill those? I had a discussion last night with someone on Discord when it came to these. So if you don't know, the cheetah, the meerkat, the fox, the walrus, and the penguin all take the meat bucket. I know. Isn't it shocking that I keep count notes and I keep all those silly things? Hints. Out of all of the animals that take this meat bucket, which, by the way, if you don't have the meat bucket unlocked, it is fish and carrots. The first animal you will unlock is the Arctic fox. Now, I guess there's an argument, because you're talking about the Arctic, that possibly it does eat fish. You're not going to tell me, though, that the cheetah eats fish. You're also going to have a hard time convincing me that a meerkat eats fish. And more because a meerkat, both of those are over here in the, like, savanna type area. No. You do the elephants, then the giraffes. Wait, zebra. So you have the gorilla, the reindeer, but I'm curious how your book will open, because your book may open differently. Depending on when you open it, you may not. Yes, they eat bugs. They may not come. They may come in the order in here versus opening up all these different sections. So, depending on when you unlock your town, you may not have the ability to have your fox unlocked. You may not. That's why I'm really curious to see, Cindy, about yours. Because, like, you would think, like, the walrus, the meerkat, the penguin, or the ostrich, those wouldn't have been at least unlocked for me, because I don't have all of these completed, if you go back and watch my progress. But as they've added ones in, the new ones open. Sometimes I get the new ones faster than I get the other ones. Good night, Shelley. Thank you for coming. Jen should be streaming on Saturday. Thank you, Adam. I use Jen's spreadsheet. I actually have some of my own. I have ones with all of the production ingredients, the times. I have ones that may, like, probably blow your mind in the details I have. And it came down to, like, it was really fun to use last night. So, facts, I'm going to go iffy. We debated stay safe, Shelley. I know the storms have been bad. I know they're predicting around, not Saturday for us, Friday for me, I believe. And then Sunday, severe storms. So please be very safe. There's been a lot of severe storms out there. The train should be coming here soon, Peter, if it's gonna come. I love my notes and my spreadsheets. My notes are a little bit easier. The same things in my spreadsheets are in my notes, by the way. Okay. Let's see. No, it is not the last one with hay. So the reindeer eat hay. The ostriches also eat hay as well. So it's not the last. It's because of the order that they're released in. My opinion. Let's see. Doris, you said my theory is probably right on your small farm. You worked on 2 animals. Now that I got all the zebras, I have 5 animals to work on. Okay, so there's a chance there that I'm right, that there's a glitch within the zebras, because they did at one point try to fix it. We were getting the puzzle pieces all to one, And then they added more and kind of broke. And now, once you have you're after a certain point, every new animal opened gets the first one unlocked. And then once you fill it, sometimes it fills faster than others, sometimes it doesn't. Then you unlock the next one. So it's always the first. So, like the gray ostrich, and then I'll do the brown ostrich. Blue penguin, then the gray penguin. Once I unlock those, I move on to the babies of them. Even though I don't have the babies of these done. And they're not always in order. Like here we got the yellow cheetah, and then we have the fox, and then we have the yellow cheetah cubs. So weird. I wish they would fix this part of the book. It absolutely drives me insane that the cheetahs are cut in half. So weird. Did you change your... By the way, I know that there is... I don't know if they removed me. I did accidentally buy from somebody's farm. Lori, if you're here, watch this. I am so sorry if I bought pumpkins at base price and they weren't meant for me. If you get a hold of me, I will definitely pay you back. I didn't realize that I clicked on the I clicked in the roadside shop. I clicked the corner, so I was like kind of half asleep, and I was like, "Ooh, pumpkins! I really need pumpkins." I was almost out of pumpkins, and they were such a good price. And then afterwards, when I was like, "Wait, this isn't the same farm I was on," or they changed a bunch, I noticed what it was. So I'm really sorry. And if I do that to anybody, please tell me that I need to if I accidentally do that. Let me know. I will always return when I accidentally steal. Peter, why do I thought you were moved up faster? So you had the Squad Busters chicken for yours. It's really cute. The train was really quick tonight. There must have not been as much traffic this week. It's summer, so I'm not surprised. There's no school. So it is really cute. I do hope that the popularity that's growing of using the Brawl Star pin and now with the new game that they will expand our Supercell ID pictures, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. There's so many other things going on. And with as many games now as we're adding, and some are playing, we're not sticking to with the Supercell ID. I think before we really start begging for more than the Brawl Star pin that we have available, that we should beg for them to increase our Supercell ID friends. Because those go across all of the Supercell ID or the Supercell games and actually beyond. Technically beyond, because Merge Mansion is included and it is not a true Supercell ID game or Supercell game. But it does use your Supercell ID as a save. So bump up that 300. Give us more, especially for those who play multiple games. And they also need to fix the unlock box amount for the friends, this top one, because I'm only allowed 300 and I need another 218 and I'm pretty much full. So I like that there's the option of spending the 5 on the point, the diamonds down here if I wanted to. And I did keep all the ones I unlocked when I had Facebook connected. But this is not right for the new one, and it sometimes changes. So there is a glitch there. And I've written support about it before. It's something that'll have to be... That's a communication between Heyday and the Supercell ID team. But the number of Supercell ID friends is also a different team than Heyday. That's the Supercell ID team. And they need to increase our allowance of friends first. There. Over the pictures. Then let's work on our pictures again. And you can see that direction, I think, heading, because you're looking at more games have been added. And we're going to the unique player ID, and that's part of a larger thing. Hey Abdul, I hope you are doing well. And let's see, is it summertime for you yet? Have you finished school? I have been restocking and taking care of some... We're going to use Tom first way. Some family stuff today with my kids. So I haven't been doing a lot of trucks today, but I'm trying to do some. Oh, school started again. Oh. My oldest is about to do his... it's called, depending on where you are in the country and the reasons why, you have either an extended school year or you have a summer school program. He does it because of his special needs. And my oldest absolutely loves school, so he loves it. He's got next week off, and then I believe he goes back to school, but it's just half days, and it's only for like a third of the summer. He wishes it was longer. My youngest is not interested in all in it. He's like, let me have the sweet freedom of summer. But they're getting ready to do some... So in June, it'll be fun. Thursday, unfortunately, Thursday nights doesn't change in the summer for them because they don't have schools on Friday. Though, and I'm actually kind of glad because that means they can stay up late. Like they're inside watching me stream on their... Or they were, at least, when they had me set it up so that they could watch me before I headed out here. So hopefully they're still watching because they're getting to stay up late tonight. And yes, I am that cool. I'm letting my kids stay up late. So for them, it's not because they did bad in school. So they're watching on their TV. Russell, I don't know if they can see chat, but boys, Russell and some of the other viewers are saying hi to you in my chat. So I hope y'all are having fun watching. I try the best I can. Adam, so my oldest has a 4.0 GPA or GPA. He doesn't actually need summer school in the sense that he's performing bad. He just has disabilities. They both do. And so but he loves school. Like, he's a nerd like his mama. He absolutely loves it. My youngest, depends on the teacher and the subject, whether or not he likes it. And we don't, depending on the reason why they need it or they're having it, we offer both. But in the U.S., depends on where and why. Each state, sometimes there's summer school, I think, in every state. But the extended school year is what my kids go to. It's the same thing as summer school. Take care, Abdul. Good luck with your leveling up as well. It's the same length as summer school. The reason why they go to school changes, so they call it extended school year. Now I know a different town close by that oh no, John, that's horrible. They do, like, we're in the same state, okay? Just a different town about 40 minutes from here. They do a different program where, like, their extended school year is truly all but like 4 weeks. It's 2 weeks off at the end of the school year and 2 weeks before the beginning of the school year, and then the kids go through the whole summer. So it's truly like almost an all year round school for them, because they need that extra reinforcement and that structure. But where we live doesn't offer that longer time for teachers or that option for students to participate in. So, like, I also do like my own little home program with them to keep up on some of their skills too. Ugh. But it's amazing that we have that for these kids. And I'm so glad that I have at least one kid who obsessively loves it and excited for it. Oh, nice. If she's calculating how much XP she must in that time, we really need to like have a true like intervention. It's gonna be getting bad. Mm. I tried that. The meat, back. Oh, so back to my camera. My notes. So I have in my notes like there. If you were to ask without having to go to Wiki, if I had my notes right with me, and I have some of them. I have some of them even memorized. I can tell you that, like, there are a total of 24 products that need bacon. It's 53 we need 53 pieces of bacon to make all of that, all 24 of those products. You only have 15 products that need fish fillets. So even though a meerkat and a cheetah is like an omnivore and likes meat, they're meat eaters, they are likely given the fish because less products need it. And it's a little bit easier time-wise to get. In theory. And I'm going to say in theory. Because if you start calculating into how much time it takes to produce bacon versus how much time it takes you to produce the fish fillets, then math. It really gets into like, could they have actually done 2 different meat buckets? What other animals are we getting in the sanctuary that could potentially use meat buckets? Because right now, I'm only justifyingly saying 2 out of 5 need, like, really eat fish as their diet for sure. We probably had a good 20-minute conversation on that last night. And I was like, would you like me to break down the math on how long it takes to produce the fish fillets in each way? Because both nets and lures, they take different. And then you have 5 different types of lures. Plus the time to regenerate up to 15 spots. So you're getting both. If you did not realize that, there's a ton of math that goes into gaming. First off, whether anybody realizes or not, there's a ton of math that goes into every one of these games that are created. It's why math seems to always get brought up. There's 15 fishing spots. There's a max of 15 bacon. There's a max of 15 cows at this point. There's, 15 sheep, only 12 goat, and there's 18 eggs. And it has to do with like the economy and how much products they're used in, and you have to look at some of that. But so I'd say Brawl Stars more of a clash from what I've watched and know of the games. But all of their games, whether you realize it or not, it's mathematical. It's just done in a different way. And it's absolutely hilarious. Since we've moved, my youngest son absolutely loves being able to go to the grocery store. I can watch him from our front porch go to the grocery store. I can't watch him in the store, but it's a local mom and pop. We know the workers there, and he has his cell phone with him, and trust me, it's safe. I promise you. He's got a list. He knows what he's getting. It's very few things. So like he loves to go, and it's usually picking up like the chocolate milk, or if we've run out of lettuce for salads, or if we're going to do like a little special treat, things that he knows how to go over. And so like he does math, but he doesn't realize he's even fully doing it because he thinks he's figuring out if he has enough money to convince mom to let him buy like a special drink when he goes over there. We have a local brewing company here, and they used to only make one soda, And now they make even tea and lemonade, and they have other flavors of soda. They also make adult beverages. But he will like try to figure out in his head if mom's sending him with enough cash to get a drink. And can he convince mom by going over and doing that? And I'm like, when he complains about having to do math homework, I'm like, but do you realize that when you go to the grocery store, you're always going and having to do math? Like, you're doing it, whether you realize it or not, you're doing math. And it's really funny. I hope he turned me off actually, because he may get mad that I'm telling you that. But he's really good about it. Really super good. Cindy, your comment about rewards to unlock expansion slots and machines. In a way, we do. In a way. So the way that they're gonna say we give you that is true, Adam. There is a nice reward at the end of that math problem if he solves it correctly, and a lot of times he does. And he is very nice. He will bring something back for his brother too. Heyday will probably say we do give you rewards to unlock the slots. My argument back to them is you actually only give us enough of a reward to unlock the very first slot on the machines. And I say that is the diamonds we get from mining or from the global events, because that is how we are unlocking the slots on the machines, cover it. Problem is, when you get far enough, it's more than one global event. Just like we get boosters that we have to spend diamonds for. However, the problem is, as a reward, those 10 diamonds that they give us on global events isn't enough to buy any of the boosters. You can buy... Hold on, I'm going to double check before my notes real quick. Make sure that's true. I think you can spend one day by... So you can't even buy Tom unless you get him on the sale, okay? So unless you've had like a booster and then you're buying at the 10% off, you can't even buy any of the helpers. So at minimum, why don't they give us 15? Oh yeah, the slots in the fishing area are as expensive. They go up just like they do with the land. I'm so excited because I have a new piece of land open. This little bit here. My little corner starting. I kind of want to go here because I really love the old train car. And I do love the water tower. But I don't know which one I'll open. If I'll go like up and down the row because they've done these two pieces, or if I'll go like backwards. But they do give us some. They need to change the... Ooh, I think all 15 are really required. Especially during when we had like the Gold Rush event. because that takes 8 of your spots away. That only left me with 7 spots. Because I always wanted to be prepared. And in reality, at minimum, you should be having, I found 4 was a good number. I've just increased my lobster up to 5. And then I was like, ooh, that only leaves me with 6 fillet spots. And that's okay, but I like having a 7th spare one. Oh, like a spare spot open in my fishing area. So when we first came in here and I collected my ducks, I had my 4 ducks back here. Sometimes I put the lobster here. Then I'll put my next 4 across there, and then I leave the rest of these areas open. And I do it based on the recovery time of the spots. And if you don't know them, if you do, any one of my mods does the fish command, I believe it'll take you right up the wiki page that connects to the fish. But the fish page on wiki will give you the fishing spots, the fish list, or maybe it's the fishing area. No, it is fish. Okay. So it's heyday.fandom.com/wiki/fish. But the command should just be the exclamation part fish. It gives you the length of recovery time. And I do have spot 10. It's only 2.5 recovery time, and 12. I do 10, which is 2 hours. I do 10 because I like my group together, OCD wise. I do tend to end up filling those with fish and leaving a 3-hour spot open versus leaving 10 and 12 or even 4 and 12 open. But I always look at that. Your 6, fishing spot 6 and 5 are your longest recovery times. I like to fill those. And then, so it's 6. Well, technically it's 5, 6, 11 if you want to go numerical order. They're your 3 longest. So I always try to have those filled. That's 6 is where you have your ship. Right here. This spot. I try to fill that, or I leave that as my emergency spot open. Then this is spot 5 right here. I'm going to collect my lobster. And this is spot 11. I tend to fill spot 12 here, even though it's only a 2-hour recovery time, versus the 3-hour recovery time here, because this is where some of the rare fish are found. It's also where you want to, if you're using a mystery net, you tend to get some of your good deco from one of these 2 areas, 2 and 3. So I try to leave some of these open. 1 and 2, fastest recovery time. 8 is another one at 2.5 hours. 10 right here is 2.5 hours, but it's surrounded by your 4 hours and then a 3 hours, so I tend to fill it. And I do try to keep my lobsters back through maybe here, but it depends on how I'm grouping them together and which ones you open, how you do that. But those are, hey Sue, yeah, nuts, not nuts. I do put a lot of thought into it for probably the strategy, and that's part of why I started streaming and why I have a list of videos that I'm working on, like series wise. The one I had started working on and had a bunch recorded, I actually ended up spending way too much time on, and it was taking too much thought. But I am definitely nuts. You actually get more fish per day using lures. Hi, Alexander. I will say this too. One, it depends on which fishing spots you are using. Depends on which lures you are using. And it also depends on, did you just open your fishing area? If you just opened your fishing area, and let's say you were able to open up 4 slots, you're going to catch, and you're only using the red lures. If we stick with just that, depending on if you're, as long as you're not counting lobsters and duck in here, then you're going to catch more fish using lures than you do nets. However, some people really like the fact that you can throw down a net, leave it for 20 hours, and be gone. Technically, it takes 22 hours because you have to produce the nets. Now, you can, of course, make nets while you have the first one going, but your at least first set of 3 fish takes 22 hours to get. Then while you're waiting, you can be collecting more. And it depends on how many slots you're willing to spend for nets and I've kept them to the 4 just because they're so pricey. And it's worked for me. But yeah, see, for timing wise, Alexander uses nets. It's half, depending on how much you're using, ducks versus are you using Tom to help fulfill ducks? Do you have a baby farm that you're willing to fish on? You have to find what kind of works for you, but mathematically, straight down to numbers, you actually get more fish in a day from red lures if we are just going off of free. Okay? Full time and free. You're fine, Chris. So I'll spend a little bit of time making some videos to try to help with some of that. See if it ends up helping any of you with the way you play with the strategies. If I share some of those. You can't untime out right now. Unlike Twitch, YouTube has not given us that. You can unhide, but you can't untime out. Please know that you are not, Cindy, you are not, let me try this. Hold on. Cindy, can you try typing now? I'm going to see if I overrode this. Cindy, I'm going to see if I've temporarily made you a mod to see if I can bypass the timeout. That sometimes overrides it. Yes, okay. Cindy, it was purely an accident. I'm going to leave you as a mod for the length of the timeout, just to make sure that you didn't, so we could bypass it. That is the only way, just so you know, we've like all done that. Please, Chris, it's okay. Jenna was going to tell you this, and it can be shared if you want to share it or along with other content creators. The only way to bypass on YouTube that they just added this update soon, or recently. I don't know how recent, but I did find it. Is you accidentally time somebody out, if you can moderate them and then unmod them, it should override the timeout. The system then sees that it's an accident. Unlike Twitch, I'm hoping that YouTube will eventually, will eventually add the same thing as Twitch where you can untime out. It'd be really nice. But thank you for understanding, Cindy. We just want you to know that, like, you were fine. And accidents happen. I understand that. It is a cool workaround. And I know it's not really known because it's newer. So I should be able to, and we're going to test that. So I'm going to remove your mod now, Cindy. You, not that you are not wonderful, but I have plenty of mods right now. If I need more, I may add you. I may add somebody else. I have a couple of people in mind. But you should be able to still talk. It shouldn't have retimed you out. Yeah, there you go. No. Chris, you're fine. I get distracted so easy. I think I'm easier to distract than John. I am so easy to distract. It's really bad. I will. I don't even know what I was talking about earlier. Guys. My sleep has gone like so downhill this week, by the way. For two reasons. One of which is absolutely great. It is one of the funniest things. I told Jen and Sam and I think Chris about it. My youngest finally admitted to being like this huge Swiftie, and he kind of let it out while we were on the car to a doctor's appointment together a couple days ago. And we've kind of like been down this like rabbit hole because now I'm trying to keep up with him. And it is so hard sometimes. But we've like been watching live streams of, because I'm not going to get to see Thayer's concert, I don't think, in any way. I would love to, but I can't. I'm not, like, there's other things I have to save up for, and I am so excited for the changes she's done. And it happened so that I watched the 87th of her concerts, which was just super, super special. So going down a Taylor Swift rabbit hole with him to try to keep up with his, like, he has another friend, And one of the girls in their class was a big Taylor Swift fan, and she got him hooked on it. And so they'll talk about like the theories, and he listens to her music while he does other things. And now he's gotten me doing it like way more than I was. And then I've gone through so many soybeans because I've had to use so much dairy this time that I'm getting up in the middle of the night to harvest and plant soy. So I am probably the most easily distractible person right now. I can't believe I've talked this long in any way, shape, or form because without like going completely off the rail. Like I've actually sent some trucks, I've planted things, and I've managed to talk about something. And I've not gone completely down a weird rabbit hole of useless conversations with y'all. Uh, remind. Speaking of Sam, I'll check that later. What is Jen? Oh, I'm not even fast enough to help her. Not even fast enough to help Jen this week. Because of. See, I told you that there's a training, like, my brain is missing. Sleep. Lack of sleep. That is how. I have had lack of sleep this week. Trying to keep up with his Taylor Swiftness and the amount of soybeans that I have needed during XP week. That is how. I feel like I am constantly doing that and sleeping. I agree, Adam. Sometimes they are. I have been known to very much enjoy some very pointless, useless conversations. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she does. I I am pleasantly surprised. Okay, Jen, I like that theory. Conversations are never useless or pointless. You should follow me around for about a week, and that may not be the case. Especially when I'm having a conversation with the game. So totally, Russell's gonna be like, "What happened?" It's a full moon tomorrow. That is what has happened. Or is it tonight? There's a full moon though. I should be able. Would say I should see it, but I have a roof over the porch, so I need to like look out. Hold on, I'm gonna peek out from the porch real quick and see if it's a full moon because I can't remember if it's tonight or tomorrow. But I'm telling you, this week is really off the rails because there's a full moon that's due. It's too cloudy. I can't. There's too many clouds. I can't see it. I'd have to go probably stand in the middle of the yard and hope it was not as cloudy there. I can't see. I don't know if you guys could hear me. Could not see. Wow, Cindy, that is cool though. Our local forecasts, wait, how many do I have of those? Our local forecast now includes, I had a bunch of cotton shirts, I swear. Did I sell them all off? Uh-oh, I may have used them all. And I sold some off. See, look. Totally got distracted. I've used up all. Our local forecast now includes a solar panel prediction, I guess you could say. Like, it's included when they give our like weather and they give the conditions for like allergies and they do yard work, and now they've added solar panel and usefulness. And I don't have my phone on me to like say to search for it. But it's so fun. I did not realize like that is that popular of a thing now. That and the next door neighbor here at the where I live now is they actually have solar panels on their garage roof. I didn't realize it was that popular of a thing. It's so funny. Peter, I'm gonna go with you saw like the new preview for the new movie coming out in September. Wait, there's like an actual star, or you mean I'm so confused right now, Adam. Like, there's an actual star named Beetlejuice, or are we talking about like the actor for Beetlejuice? I'm now confused. And I know that our town also has on the roof of in the town square. They on the roof of like the little concert place, they put solar panels on there. But we also have a electric car recharging stations. Well, if you have not seen the new Cybertruck, I think that's what it's called, or it's the truck by Tesla. It doesn't look like a truck. One, I don't even know, like, the truck bed is covered with a metal sheet on it, so you can't like do a traditional covering like truck beds have hard or soft tops. This is like a full metal sheet on top of it. The weirdest looking car. The back reminds me of a DeLorean. I don't. They're just so weird. Oh, Planet. Peter, I think she would change her name. I don't like the movie Beetlejuice. It freaked me out as a kid. Like, it wasn't my thing. Oh, okay. That makes more sense, Adams. I would get on board with that before I um, get on board with the movie. Not a fan of the movie. Not that it wasn't my jam. Tomorrow's the last day in the valley, you guys. And I don't, even with the spending, the tokens are just so off balance. My goal, though, is to be able to get enough to buy the 3 ditches. And by tomorrow to have enough of the red. I wanted to also get the last permit, but I don't know if I will because the reds have been so hard for me to get. We're not quite there yet. So you need to have one more day for that. You have the rest of tonight to buy the hummingbird and the butterfly, as well as the permit offers. And then tomorrow, prep if you haven't finished your farm pass to do that. And don't forget to check your chick vouchers. So I'll be buying 5. I'll get 5 this month. And Peter, you just telling yourself. I could see it, but they were pricey, but I skipped the other decos because actually I think these are less pricey than the other decos we had last week. I really liked. We'll go over to grades because I know it's still up. I really liked the path pieces, and I really liked the use that they've made of the base of the canal. If you didn't realize that, these flower beds are used off the base of the canal. And then actually, in theory, reminded me that, or at first I thought the path piece, if placed together in like the right set of patterns, like a double wide here, was going to create this. The way, like, using the base from a canal standpoint. And that was my original thought in my head, but I figured it was too far out there that it wasn't even one that I brought up. But when I saw that they were path pieces, the path pieces to get this corner have to work like the canal. You have to form, or some of the snow pieces we had, or some fences. You have to form that corner to get it. But these were, one of them was $15. So I'm waiting for them to hopefully come back in a diamond pack, like for diamond purchase, or to come back as a reward set in like the farm passes. Because I think a set of 5 is what these should have come in. I still think it would have been way cooler if the path piece was like the canal piece. And if you went double wide, you created that fence with the flower because it blends so well together. These match so well. But then I'm also glad it doesn't. It's kind of that catch-22. If you could have had an option for it, it would have been even funner. We still are missing a few of the... no, we're not missing. But I did think that the butterfly needed a path. Because, like I said last time, there's not a path that matches. We have the flowers with the kittens on the blankets, and we have the flowers underneath the butterfly. And they're so cute together, but none of the actual path pieces we have fit it. Just so sad. Somewhere in here, I saw something that was close, like it was close, but not quite. Uh, I'm not going to. Not going to find it quick enough. But the butterfly, the hummingbird, I could justify because there are path pieces that work with it, and it's so versatile. Truly think that the pond set we got last year, that blue and purple, with it had the benches and the path pieces, worked really good. That it blended in with that. Why is it going to take me forever and a day to find the piece I wanted? But the path, there's just not a path piece that works right with this butterfly. And that's sad to me. This set here, it reminded me very much because it also has butterfly with it. It very much reminded me of continuation. So I love this. Okay, Russell, your farm? Oh, thank you. Never fails. You come to the rescue. Did you look? Even Russell figured it out. It all blends in. It matches. If you hadn't. When you put the bench right next to the hummingbird, you can really, really feel like they were meant to continue on. And I like that we're adding pieces that can be separate, but also blend in really well with it. And I don't know why, for some reason, I thought we had. No. I don't want to go over to my son's farm. For some reason, I thought he had the butterfly, though. Or the caterpillar. I don't know why. We need a better search for this. That's not his farm. Hold on. Ooh. I don't know whose this is, but I want to go. Please don't get mad at me. I hope this wasn't your farm. If it is, tell me and I will give it back. I should probably take a picture of what. It's 5 and 2. Just in case. I never front shop. Because I'm always afraid you guys are putting it up for a baby farm. Maybe I'm not friends with my own farm. Nope, here it is. Okay. Does he have it out still? No. For some reason, I thought he had the caterpillar that was on Greg's farm. I need to go onto his farm, though, and play it. Because he hasn't played in a while. But That's really good, Peter. You do. You need something. Did who? When Heyday did, the hummingbirds can get lost. They're really cute. So can the butterflies, though. They seem out a little bit more. The blue one, the blue butterfly stands out a little bit more because we got the blue at the same time. But these butterflies are so cute. The hummingbird coloration, they're almost like the Wonder Tree birds and getting lost, if you think about it. Although they're much cuter. Hey, I thought maybe you actually busted your... And because today was the 2-time farm visitor, you could have earned that many coins. Peter, you could have. You could have earned 1 million through this week. Because it takes almost 1 million to upgrade right now. Oh, I didn't realize you... I thought when you messaged me that it legitimately you had just started playing it. And that it was out. I didn't realize it came out earlier in the day. But these, I thought they were worth the price. I really did. I was sad with this one. Only because I realized after I bought it that there wasn't more path pieces that went to it. But this one was one of the best. And I'm still debating on whether or not I want a second one. But I think I'll wait to see, since so many of them do come back. But I've been sad. There are other ones like we have the stable house from Maggie. It doesn't come too often as an option with Maggie, but if you're lucky, you get it. The stable fence is gorgeous. It's amazing, and it has only come and been offered once in the shop because I missed out on it. I went to get it like the next day thinking I had another day left on it. And that's why I'm glad they've put the time left so you know. I really hope they stick with us, but there are some that I wish would come back, like the stable funds. Because I did miss out on that. And I miss that some of the deco that we get, like the half piece here, haven't been offered yet in the diamond shop. And although I am really wishing they would offer it A through this one, but B as a option for coin. Like, it may be expensive, but if they brought some of the stuff back more regularly, especially like the Halloween stuff, put it as really expensive for free-to-play players as coin. And I'm not trying to be mean with that, but I'm saying that if you're free to play, you've taken the time and invested, and you have that extra money, especially when you're getting up to a level like where a lot of the decorators are, Jen's at, there's others who are even free to play who have millions of coins, like just an awful amount, then they should be able to spend it. Like, I've seen free to play players have multiple tractors, and Like, that's a lot of money to spend, but if you have like 33 million or 100 million coins, you can afford to do that. We, I think we're going to see a break in events going. I think it's not going to be like a super long break, but I think we're going to see a little break in events. I think next week is going to be a very dull week in a sense. I don't think we're going to have any major events. We're going to be hearing like dairy news at the end of the week. I expect next week. I expect that we'll be hearing like update sometime in June. I think we may get maybe a sneak peek because they only do the dairy news usually once, but I think we'll get a special edition for the update. But I think they may drop like a Easter egg in there somewhere for, and I think we're mainly going to start focusing. We'll probably learn the theme for Heyde's birthday. I am waiting for that. If you haven't realized, for the last, I think it's been more than just almost every year we've had a theme. But it seems to be a bigger and bigger theme each year. Especially since we've had the 10th birthday, it's been a bigger deal. And people have caught on to like this big idea, and it's been so much fun. And they're so generous to give back at Heyde's birthday, and we've had some fun interactions. So I'm curious to see. And after I see the next dairy news, I may share a little bit of the feeling I have about Heyday. There's something that I secretly have a feeling about in the back of my mind, but it won't let me. I can't get rid of it. I just can't get rid of this idea. And I don't know that it's a bad thing, but I think it explains a few things that have happened, and that changes we have seen. And I'm trying to see if I can put enough pieces together to put a video together to really explain why I feel that way. But June isn't always the best month, but I think what we get in the next two updates, or how we see what they do with the birthday, will give me a little bit better of an idea if I have the right gut feeling. So, may have something coming for that, but I'm excited for the dairy news. Yeah, we're going to get. Heyday gets so much attention for its birthday, and it should be celebrated. There wouldn't. I don't. If Heyday had failed, we wouldn't have had Supercell the way we have it now. So I'm really glad that they do go so far out for their birthday, Peter. Really do. I don't know if they're going to directly come out and say, well, no, they are going to come out and say about their birthday, because it's going to hit at that beginning of, it's going to hit at the beginning of the month. They're going to acknowledge Heyday's turning 12 in the dairy news. I really think they will. Do I think we'll find out the theme? No, but I hope we do. And the only clue maybe is if the Heyday logo what it looks like in the Dairy News. It was the first clue last year for what the theme would be for the birthday. It was that they changed the logo to be it had the carnival jester type hat from the birthday last year on the free road. So I'm really curious to see if the Dairy News has that again. Look for that. I don't think it is, Peter. I think there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of attention from announcing the game and it starting, but I think that's part of the reason it's almost it's 3 weeks earlier. It's, quote unquote global release birthday. Okay. If that's what they go on, when everybody gets it, is going to be they're playing. I've gone over my time, like, by quite a bit. Squad Busters is being separated, depending on where it is. Okay, so the sheep in the attic on the little video is like an homage. We've had like the movies, right? We had the posters starting last year of Halloween, kind of like this movies theme. It's about sleeps in theory, like trying to keep him awake. So here's this old, like kind of almost forgotten stuffed animal or doll, and it's been put away in the attic, and it comes down and like, oh, Greg's like, whoa, how did it get back down here? I've put it back up here, then I put it back up. And I think that it just may be one of those things where it's kind of like a nod to like this theme of where we're getting some cool movies and inspirations and pop culture references and trying to track, and it kind of messes with his sleep a little bit, and because Greg looks tired in the video to me, but I could be wrong. I'm not for sure. I'm curious to see where it goes. Sometimes I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect between some of their social media stuff, but that they've been fairly true to form of usually having at least some kind of pop culture reference into, like, a Halloween. We had the series of movies. There's actually, if you go back long enough, when Twister first kind of came out, and you see the first, like, them running through the field with the corn, going with the machine, it reminds me of one of the scenes in the movie Twister. So, like, I think there's always been some nods to some pop culture reference in some of these. I think it's just part of, like, keeping Heyday relevant and a nod. And some of the things that are in the game, but I don't know if that's necessarily a hint of something new. The ones at Halloween weren't for, like, the posters in the little movie weren't for any new special, like, super special themes. Like there wasn't like the um it may be a movie. So I don't watch a lot of like those horror movie things. I mean, I see like previews and like recommendations when I go into some of like the Netflix or Hulu or some of the streaming apps, but I wouldn't know what movie that would necessarily come from. Almost everyone, like, I could tell you, I could find a show or something that just about has a reference to something similar to that. So I don't know if it does. We'll see if they say something. But I really enjoyed it. They've been fun to see those little short kind of commercials and references, and they kind of intrigue you, especially if you see them like in TikTok and you don't play, or in Reels and you don't play the game. I think it helps to bring some of the new people to be like, oh, do they have something like that in game? No, there's Sheep and there's Greg, but we don't have a same storyline so much. They are really well made. Um, I don't know if the same. I don't. I don't believe the studio that makes some of the deco that we've been getting, which is out of Melbourne, and the company's called Oculus. They've done some of the deco work that's been amazing. They specialize in some of this artwork. I think the the hummingbird is theirs. I'm not sure on the newest set. I haven't looked lately. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think they do the videos. I don't know if those are in-house or out of house for full production. So, and integration into things. I believe they're done outside of Supercell, but I don't know. And on that note, seeing as how I don't know something, I may try to go find it. Another rabbit hole to go down. I am going to get going. Ricky's going to be streaming in too soon because I've gone over. So thanks for everybody who stayed this long and has hung out and liked the video. Cindy, yeah, it's Ricky has shared some things before. And so has Heyday with that actually happened to have the artist work for concept art. But I happen to follow an artist there, so that does work for a different game too. So, but they do stuff for Clash and Brawl Stars. But I do know that one. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. Best of luck finishing off the rest of this week. Don't forget your Valley. Don't forget your Farm Pass if you're not finished tomorrow. Especially since you're using those baby farms. Thank you for all the likes. And I will see you guys next week for sure. I don't know if I'll be streaming on Monday because it is a holiday here in the US. I gotta double check to see if my family is doing anything. So I will see you next Thursday, absolutely for sure. Happy farming, y'all. Much love. Bye, y'all.